Dashers out there, tomorrow, July the 31st, is the time to strike, right? No dashes, no deliveries, period. Doordash drivers strike for tip transparency. Listen, this fucking idiot called Tony Zhu, the CEO of Doordash, he already stole your tips before, right? Got into a lawsuit and had to settle for a fraction. Shows you what type of caliber person you are dealing with when the tip transparency is taken away. You got to ask yourself, what are they up to? And why does Tony Zhu take $400 million, one of the highest paid CEOs last year, right? It's because there is zero transparency in this company, and they are screwing hard-working dashers over at every single corner, ladies and gentlemen. And tomorrow, you have to take a stand. So when they write here on July the 31st, some DoorDashers drivers will refuse to work on the app to protest low wages and DoorDash decision to cut out a third-party app that allowed them to see their tips. I hope that not just some, I hope that all dashers unite, right, and take a stand against Tony Zhu's BS policies, right? This is unacceptable to hide your tips, not only to hide your tips, but in the past steal your tips. So, you deserve the transparency. And again, the message here tomorrow to Tony Zhu is loud and clear. No dashes on the road, no deliveries will take place, right? And the people that are ordering, don't order tomorrow. Send a message to the company and stand for your drivers, for your gig workers, right? Stand in solidarity with them, because you're tipping. So you the person ordering are tipping, and then there's not supposed to be any transparency on the tip that you are paying forward. That tip is for that individual, right? That's who you gave it to, him or her, for the hard work of bringing you the food warm to your table. And now maybe Tony Zhu and Doordash are taking a cut? It's unacceptable, Tony. Really, you're a fucking thug for doing this. And I have to say it as it is, right? I was with this idiot on the phone once, and he wanted to get together in San Francisco. I don't want to meet people like that, right? Because I just punch them in the face. If I'd see this Tony Zhu, it's lights out, because he is such an evil individual, screwing over, taking money, the money that is yours, the money that you worked for. He's taking it away from you. So on July 31st, gig workers on the food delivery app DoorDash will refuse to work for the day in what appears to be the first coordinated strike in DoorDash history. Excellent, excellent, more to follow. And anyone that's organizing this, turn to me, use my platform, right? I'm a voice for drivers. I will stand with you all day long. I have zero time for CEOs and executives that screw over people, right? We expose them on this channel. So gig workers are demanding that the platform show them their tips before they agree to deliver an order and institute a base pay of at least $4.50 per order. Base pay is the amount drivers earn on an order before tips. Thanks to recent pay cuts, many drivers earn as little as $2 before tips. You serious? You serious? Ladies and gentlemen, take a stand. You don't work for $2, right? If you want to strike and get $4.50, I understand. But for $2, you walk away. They don't deserve you. They don't deserve your hard work. So no dasher, no deliveries equals massive loss for DoorDash. A post about a strike circulating on Reddit says, okay, I'm gonna use, with the permission of Reddit and the person that wrote, I'm gonna use that exact same line for my title of this video, right? Because I think it's very, very powerful. No dasher equals no deliveries equals massive loss for DoorDash. There it is. And Tony Zhu, you need to change things, right? Because it's going to happen again. We're going to call the next strike and the next strike, and you're going to hurt, and your investors are going to wake up, right? You don't think we can take you on? We'll take you on. The strike isn't affiliated with any organization, right? But hundreds of dashers on Reddit and Facebook have discussed the strike in recent days and circulated a graphic and list of demands. Motherboard heard from 7 drivers who plan to strike, and many more have stated they will participate because they've seen their base pay drop. Please, DoorDashers, don't deliver tomorrow. Take a stand. Stand up for something, right? And want to be able to see their tips before they accept orders. By the way, the link of this article is going to be beneath the video. I'm striking because they lowered the base pay from $3 to $2.50 here. And with gas increases, it's hard to make any money, a driver in Overland Park, Kansas told Motherboard. Without tips, we're not making anything. The call for a DoorDash strike occurs under peculiar circumstances. In early July, DoorDash rewrote its own code to cut off Para, a third-party app that allowed gig workers to see their tip amounts before they accepted a delivery order, developed by a former operations and logistics manager at Uber. Para revealed tip information that's included in DoorDash's code but is not surfaced for delivery drivers. Bring it back. Why no transparency? What are you hiding, Tony Zhu? You thug. What are you hiding, right? Are you hiding what these people should be receiving and instead you're taking it? Something's really, really fishy here, Tony. You stink like a fish. Drivers would log into both apps at once, providing Para with their DoorDash login credentials. When DoorDash offered drivers a delivery order, a notification from the Para app would drop down informing drivers of the tip amount associated with that order. Without Para, DoorDash only shows drivers the estimated amount on their earnings before they complete the delivery. Uber Eats also hides the tip amount from drivers, but Para was unable to find tip amounts in their code. Overnight, the Para app blew up. As of July 24th, it has been downloaded roughly 200,000 times in Apple's App Store and 50,000 times in the Google Play Store, according to a screenshot provided by a Para employee. Para currently sits at number 40 among business apps in the App Store. In hundreds of reviews online, DoorDash gig workers praise Para for allowing them to access their tips. I love this app, one dasher wrote in May. It shows you up front how much you will be making, so it takes the guesswork out of gambling on longer mileage trips. It's helped me make more money, and it's amazing. But in mid-July, Para stopped working. Bridget, a DoorDash driver in Toms Creek, New Jersey, with 3 kids, signed up for DoorDash in March, specifically because she expected to be able to see her tip amount before accepting an order using the Para app. I read some forums, and everyone was talking about Para, right? She told Motherboard that she's striking on July the 31st because of losing the tip transparency offered on Para. I would say a lot of workers woke up when Para stopped working. She said Para showed that DoorDash is not as transparent as it could be. I think it's ridiculous that DoorDash hides tips for orders. It's very common to get no tips. While some drivers are being propelled to strike after losing the tip transparency offered by Para, others are mostly motivated by DoorDash's poor base pay. Base pay ranges and orders ranges from $2 to $20 according to DoorDash, but drivers say pay is often on the lower end. In February, DoorDash drivers launched a protest campaign called Decline Now to game DoorDash's algorithm and push up base pay by declining orders under $5. DoorDash has been accused of rampant tip theft. There we go. Rampant tip theft, Tony Zhu. How do you feel about that? Tony, how do you feel about rampant tip theft? You should be behind bars, you bastard. Data breaches, sub-minimum wage pay. What a fucking thug. I don't want to meet this guy. Lights out. DoorDash is proud to provide flexible, low-barrier earning opportunities for Dashers while helping restaurants grow their businesses. On average, nationally, Dashers work fewer than 4 hours a week and earn over $25 an hour while they're on a delivery, including 100% of their tips, a spokesman from DoorDash told Motherboard in response to news of the strike. Across the board, the gig economy is notorious for using black box algorithms that keep crucial information about wages, tips, and orders hidden from gig workers, often to disadvantage of workers. Under DoorDash's current model, workers have no way to know whether an order has 50 cents or a $50 tip attached, even though DoorDash is aware when it assigns that order. Drivers say this creates hardship because the vast majority of their earnings came from tips, and they're often forced to gamble that orders that require driving 20 miles will have a worthwhile tip. Accepting an order without knowing the tip beforehand can result in negative earnings after accounting for the cost of gas, drivers say. Many customers literally tip pennies or nothing at all. On the other end of the spectrum, DoorDash drivers also say that Para allowed drivers to take advantage of so-called unicorns, orders with giant tips that are sometimes 300% of the base pay. In other words, a driver might decline a $15 order because they expect a $2 tip without realizing there's a $50 tip attached. Para stopped working, and that's definitely influenced my decision to strike, said Miranda Ashley, a DoorDash driver in Highland Village, Flower, Texas. I believe DoorDash should be 100% transparent with the full payouts, absolutely, as it directly affects whether or not we will accept an order. When Didi hides tip information, it only causes Dashers to decline orders and customers to have much longer wait times and possibly even cold food. A spokesperson for DoorDash told Motherboard that Para violated its terms of service but did not respond to a question about rewriting its code. Para collects its information by scraping content without authorization from the DoorDash platform. This is deeply concerning as we are committed to protecting the privacy and data security of every side of our marketplace and stakeholders, they say. DoorDash's terms of service say you will use the software and services only for your own use and will not directly or indirectly resell, license, or transfer the software, services, or content displayed by the services to a third party. In a matter of months, nearly 200,000 DoorDash drivers signed up for Para in order to understand their full earning potential before accepting trips. Para founders David Pickerel and Jeffrey Tang told Motherboard in a statement, "The very people whose labor DoorDash depends on are demanding more transparency as well as the autonomy to make decisions about that kind of work they accept from these gig platforms. We hope DoorDash will do the right thing here and provide drivers with the tools they need to make informed decisions about their work and livelihoods." Steve Johnson, another Para employee and a DoorDash driver in Denver, Colorado, told Motherboard that in mid-July, DoorDash rewrote its software, effectively cutting out Para. Johnson believes that as independent contractors, DoorDash drivers should have access to full tip amounts with every order and the freedom to use any tools at their disposal to increase their earnings. We are trying to make it so that you have information to decide if you want to accept an order, Steve Johnson, the Para employee, said. That's our right as independent contractors. They're supposed to allow us full transparency. Johnson says that by effectively cutting out Para and rewriting their code, DoorDash is contradicting itself by denying its gig workers the independent contractor rights that the company has advertised. Last year, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, and Instacart spent $204 million fighting to keep their gig workers classified as independent contractors in California. It's hard for strikes in the gig economy to actually hurt a company's bottom line. Tomorrow it's going to hurt them if you guys all stick together. Stand for something, DoorDashers. No DoorDashers, no deliveries. Hit them hard, because gig workers are socially isolated, spread out across the country, and cannot form unions. Instacart has previously claimed that a nationwide strike led by its workers in March 2020 had absolutely no impact. Some DoorDash gig workers say they'll be working through the strike on Saturday because they don't think the strike has enough buy-in from workers to harm DoorDash. Do it, do it, do it. Don't talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't talk about it, Dashers. Do it. Send Tony Zhu a message loud and clear. You are not going to put up with his bullshit. Please like and subscribe to the Rideshare Professor channel. I am a voice for drivers. I'll always stand up for you, and I'll always call these idiot executives out for their BS. Have a good day. Be safe.